The court pleases. Your Worship, may I kindly proceed?
Yes.
The state is calling case number F473 of 26 State versus Shano Tibani, accused number 1, accused number 2, Speaker Ntirho. Accused of hearing before this honorable court. And today is the 27th August 2026, and the court is duly constituted. Appearances of the day are as follows. Presiding officers Mr. T. On behalf of the state is advocates M. Molokwan and Ann Nzimande. Court interpreters Ms. Sibidiwa, stenographer Ms. Kapa and Ms. Mbeti. And accused are represented by Ms. Manulek. Mr. Manulek, may I call you, Your Worship? Your Worship, I would like to bring an application in terms of Section 81, subsection 1 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977 for joinder of charges. Your Worship, the state is joining or endeavors to join, subject to the granting of this application by this honorable court. The state endeavors to join counts 14 to 35. Your Worship, count number 14 is in relation to, or is a charge of money laundering in respect of accused 1 and 2. And it is derived from the main charges of fraud, that which the state added or joined yesterday, being the 26th of August. Count number 15 is also a charge of money laundering in respect of accused number 1 and 2, relating to or derived from the main charge of fraud, that which the state added yesterday. Counts 16 to 21 are only in respect of accused number 1, and that is money laundering, and I'll address the court of the full details thereof, and they also relate to or are derived from the main charges of fraud added by the state yesterday, in the 26th of August 2006. There is now counts 22 to 28, which is charges of fraud and money laundering in respect of accused number 1 only. And this charges, Your Worship, relates to the estate of the Kobe family. And the state will address the court of the full details thereof upon this application being granted, if so granted, Your Worship. That's the court.
Accused, you may stand up. Or just before I even address the accused, defense counsel, Mr. Maluleke, do you confirm that you are the defense counsel for the accused in this matter?
Your Worship, I confirm, indeed, I'm representing both accused 1 and 2.
Thank you. There is an application by the state that they would like to join further charges to the charges that the accused are already facing. That is count 14 to 35. In terms of section 81, subsection 1 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977 as amended. Do you have any objection thereto?
Your Worship, firstly, I would like to confirm that I've been furnished with the draft charge sheet. The state informed me around 1:30. In fact, they invited me to their office to give me a copy of the said charge sheet. I then had the opportunity to discuss them with the clients, and we have gone through all the charges that the state wishes to prefer against them. And at this stage, obviously the state being entitled to do so, we cannot object to that, other than to say that we deal with it at the right time. Yeah.
Thank you. Accused, the court was confirming with your defense counsel that there are some additional charges over and above the ones that have been added yesterday, which is now count 14 to 35, which the defense counsel confirms that the state interacted with it about the charges, and as a result, they are of the view that they will deal with such eventualities when the main trial proceeds in the matter. And therefore, the charges 14 to 35 are therefore accordingly joined to the other charges in terms of Section 81, subsection 1 of Act 51 of 1977.
As the court pleases, Your Worship.
Se muchuchi sa hlamusela timhaka ta ku n'wina va hehliwa namuntlha rhandza ku mi tivisa ku ri ku na milandzu leyi nga ngeteleriwa milandzu ya kona yi sungula ka 14 ku ya ka yona 35 ivi se va ku gqwetha ra n'wina ri na nkingha na mhaka yona yaleyo ya ku milandzu yaleyo yi ngeteleriwa na a ku milandzu yaleyo ni vi ni vitaniwa le ofisini va ta ni tivisa hi yona a ku ri 1:30 ni vi ni vulavurisana na n'wina hi milandzu yona yaleyo va yi ngetelelaka ya kusuka ka 14 kufika ka 35 a ni na nkingha na swona timhaka teto hi ta vulavula hi tona hi siku ro tengiwa nandzu huvo yi ku se milandzu ya n'wina yi ngeteleriwini yi suka ka 14 yi ya ka 35.
Thank you, Your Worship. Count number 14 is in relation to accused 1 and 2, and where, in summary, Your Worship, in that particular count, the state alleges that accused persons acted with common intent and for the furtherance of common purpose, and contravened Section 4, and read in Sections 1 and 8 of the Prevention of Organized Crime Act 121 of 1998, by concealing and or disguising the nature, source, location, and or disposition of an amount of 501,000 rands, portion of which was paid into a stokvel account, which stokvel accused number 2 is a member. And this count 14 is in respect of both accused persons. Count number 15. It's a contravention of Section 4 and Sections 1 and 8 of the Prevention of Organized Crime Act 121 of 1998, and the state alleges that accused persons acted with common intent and for the furtherance of common purpose in disguising and or concealing the nature, source, location, and or disposition of an amount of 400,000 rands by paying that amount or causing a payment of that particular amount to an account or bank account other than the bank account belonging to Mukhadi and Rika Muyeji. Counts 16 to 21. Counts derived from counts 8 to 13, which were or are in respect of accused number 1. The same counts 16 to 21 are also in respect of accused number 1. And in those particular charges, the state alleges that accused 1 concealed and or disguised the nature, source, location, and or disposition or ownership of an amount in total of 584,000 rands, which segments and or portions of that 584,000 rands are mentioned in counts 16 to 21. Your Worship, counts 22 to 28 are in respect of a deceased estate belonging to the Kobe family. And there is a specific preamble to the third counts, 22 to 28. With the leave of court, may I kindly read the preamble to the charges. Wakwana Melida Kobe, with the identity number mentioned in the charge sheet, is a female victim and or heir to the estate of the late Ntotola Lawrence Kobe, to whom she was married in community of property. The late Ntotola Lawrence Kobe has passed away on the 19th September 2025, leaving the entire estate to his wife and their children. Wakwana Melida Kobe was informed to appoint an attorney to administer the deceased estate of a late husband. The said Wakwana Melida Kobe, together with her 5 children, were the heirs and or beneficiaries of the estate of her deceased husband, and requested accused 1 as an attorney to assist her in winding up and or administering the estate of her late husband. On about the 15th January 2026, a letter of executorship was issued to Wakwana Melida Kobe, who then appointed accused 1 as the agent. Some of the duties of accused 1 included, but not limited to, the taking of the control of the assets of the estate, paying creditors and debtors of the estate, and or paying heirs of the estate, the estate of the late Ndotola Lawrence Kobe held a First National Bank account mentioned in the charge sheet. The state alleges that the said First National Bank account was opened by accused 1 without the authorization of Nghamu Kobe and her children, as the estate bank account known to Nghamu Kobe and her children was held with Absa Bank. The estate of the late Lawrence Kobe comprised, among other assets, of a cash balance in the amount of 802,580 rands in the above mentioned First National Bank account, which amount was transferred from the Absa Bank account. On about the date is mentioned in volume 2 of Schedule C, which is annexed to the charge sheet. Accused 1 transferred and or paid and or cost transfers or payments of the amounts of money mentioned in the said schedule to the charge sheet to bank accounts or a bank account other than the one belonging to or ones belonging to the said S of the estate. The state alleges that the accused used and or appropriated the amount of 802,580 rands for purposes other than the payments to creditors as and or beneficiaries of the estate of the late Ndotola Lawrence Kobe. The said First National Bank account had a remaining balance of 4,357 rand 59 cents as at the 17th July 2026. As a result of the accused actions, the SN or beneficiaries suffered actual prejudice to the amount or in the amount of 802,580 rands. Your Worship, counts 22 to 28 is charges of fraud in respect of accused number 1, and in respect of count or in respect or with regard to count 22, an amount of 110,000 rands is involved, and the said charge was committed on the 6th July 2026. Count number 23 was committed on 8 July 2026, involving an amount of 25,000 rands. Count number 24 was committed on 10 July 2026, involving 76,500 rands. Count 25 was committed on the 11th July 2026, involving 37,000 rands. Count 26 was committed on 13 July 2026, involving 10,000 rands. Count 27 was committed on 15 July 2026, involving 494,080 rands. Count 28 was committed on 17 July 2026, involving 50,000 rands. The total actual prejudice in respect of this set of counts is 802,580 rands. Counts 29 to 35, it's money laundering in contravention of Section 4 of the Prevention of Organized Crime Act, read with Sections 1 and 8 of the said legislation, Act 121 of 1998. And Your Worship,
just pause for yes.
Se va hlamusela ku ri milandzu ya n'wina yi famba hi ndlela leyiwani. Nandzu wa vu 14 na wa vu 15 i wa wu le henhleni ka muhehliwa wo sungula na muhehliwa wa vumbirhi. Se va ku ka milandzu leyiwani vumbirhi bya wona ku vulavuriwa hi mali leyi yi nga yi rhumeriwa eka akhawunti yin'wanyani ku nga ri akhawunti ya vadivandzhaka. Akhawunti ya kona va ri mali ya kona leyi nga rhumeriwa a ku ri 400,000 rands yi yisiwa eka xitokofela. Se va ku count number 16 kumbe nandzu wa vu 16 ku fika ka nandzu lowa wa vu 21 i wa muhehliwa yena wo sungula.
My apologies, I don't mean to disturb unreasonably or to interrupt unreasonably. Count number 14 concerns an amount of 501,000, not 400,000.
501.
Yes.
Bari nandzu lowa wo sungula a hi 501,000 rand. And then count number 2 is 400,000 rand.
Count number 14.
Number 14
is 501,000.
Number 15.
Number 15 is 400,000.
Number 15 baku i 400,000 rand. Mi ta khomela ka sweswo muchuchisa va nga nyikangi maphepha lama ya milandzu ya n'wina se ano tsala hansi se swin'wana ni swi khomini swin'wana a ni swi khomangi. Se hi ta ka nandzu lowani wa vu 20 wa vu 16 ku ya ka wa vu 21. Va vula ku mali ya kona leyi nga tekiwa ya mufumu yeti kumbe ku tekeriwe yena n'wansati wa yena muyeti ku nga 584,000 rands. And then hit account number 22 kuyaka 28 bari munhu loyi anga qondana na milandzu leyiwani hi yena muhehliwa wo sungula va ku nandzu wa kona u hlaya hi ndlela leyiwani inandluya waka yena Mwakwani Melita Kobe baku ID number yo helela hi 2082 baku yena mpoti wa Nandu kana ndlulo wani wa nuna wa yena kumbe wa mufu nuna wa yena Nthotola Lawrence Kobe loyi abacati swin'we ku nga nuna na nsati bacati hi xilungu baku mkhalabya u vi a hi siya hi ti 19 September 2025 a siyela nsati wa yena ndzhaka ya yena na vana va yena baku yena Melita Kobe u vi a tivisiwa ku ri leswi nuna wa wena a nga hi siya misaveni a nga siya ndzhaka ya yena swi lava wena u lava loyara leyi nga ta ku pfuna ku kota ku ri u ta kuma ndzhaka ya wena ivi va ku vumbirhi bya lavawani a va ri na vana vatlhanu va hlamusela ku ri a ku ri vona lava a va fanele ku va vona va dyiva ndzhaka se vi va ti lavela munhu kumbe va lava loyara ya ku yi va pfuna ku ri yi ta kota ku va a nyika mali ya vona leya ya mufi wa vona kumbe ya ndzhaka ya vona ya mufi ku nga nuna wa vona va lava muhehliwa wo sungula se va ku hi ti 15 ta January 2026 yena muhehliwa wo sungula bavi yena Melita Kobe u vi a ku wena muhehliwa wo sungula ku ta va wena u ni pfunaka ka timhaka letiwani ta nuna wa mina ku ri ni ta kota ku kuma ndzhaka ya nuna wa mina ivi se va ku timali ta nuna loyi wa yena ta yena mufi Lawrence Kobe a ti vekiwi ka banka ya First National Bank leyi nomboro ya kona yi helelaku hi 5294 ivi se va hlamusela ku ri loko ku ri yena muhehliwa wo sungula u vi a pfula banki yin'wanyana a nga pfumeleliwangi yena Melita Kobe na vana va yena ku ri mali yaleyo u fane a yi pfula hi ku mali ya vona a yi ri le ka Absa Bank ivi se va hlamusela ku ri mali leyi a yi ri le ka Absa Bank a yi ringana 802,000 rands 580 rands ivi se va ku yena u vi a yi susa ka banka ya Absa a yi rhumela ka akhawunti yin'wanyani leyi a susa mali leyi se hi nga yi hlaya kwalaha henhla leya ya 802,580 rands va tlhe va hlamusela timhaka ta ku ri va ri yena muhehliwa loko a teka mali yona yaleyo a swi tiva ku ri a nge yi hakeli vona va lavawani vinyi va mali na loko se a heta ku yi teka mali yaleyo ya 802,000 rand 580 ku vi ku sala 4,357.59 cents hi ti 17 ta July 2026 ivi sweswo swi endla ku ri vinyi va ndzhaka va kuma ku va lahlekeriwini hi mali yona yaleyo ivi se loko se hi ta hlaya timali kahle va ku nandzu wa vu 22 lowu nga humelela hi ti 6 ta July 2026 ku vi ku va lahlekeriwa hi mali ya 110,000 rands loyu nandzu wa vu 23 loyi wu nga endliwa hi ti 8 ta July 2026 va lahlekeriwa hi 25,000 rands ivi loyi nga humela hi ti 24 wa vu 24 wu nga humelela hi ti 10 ta July va lahlekeriwa hi 76,000 rands 500 rand ivi loyi nga humelela hi ti 25 nandzu wa vu 25 wu nga humelela hi ti 11 ta July 2026 va lahlekeriwa hi 37,000 rands ivi loyi wa vu 26 wu nga humelela hi ti 18 ta July 2026 va lahlekeriwa hi 10,000 rands and then loyi nga humelela hi ti 20 wa vu 27 wu nga humelela hi ti 15 July 2026 va lahlekeriwa hi 494.80 rands and then lowu nga humelela hi ti wa vu 28 lowu nga humelela hi ti 17 ta July 2026 va lahlekeriwa hi 50,000 rands va ku mali hinkwayo leyi va nga lahlekeriwa hi yona hi 802,580,000 rands.
Please, worship counts 29 to 35 are derived from the charges of fraud, the main charges of fraud, which are counts 22 to 28. And your worship, the same amount as I mentioned earlier in counts 22 to 28 constitutes counts 29 to 35. And that is a contravention of section 4, Article sections 1 and 8 of the Prevention of Organized Crime Act 121 of 1998. In these charges, the state alleges that accused number 1 disguised or concealed the nature, source, location, and or disposition of the amounts as mentioned in the schedule thereof, which total The total thereof is 802,580 rands. Your worship, the state further alleges in this particular charge that these amounts were paid to accounts, bank accounts, other than those bank accounts belonging to the heirs of this particular estate of the Kobe family. And therefore, your worship, it's a total of 35 counts that accused persons respectively are facing, but the total thereof is 35 counts, your worship.
Ibise loko ayisamahlweni mchithise ako nandulo wani wosungula ka 29 kufika ka 35 inandulo ukuthi uma ukha ohlanzwa mali leyi ungayikuma indlela yo ka ingari linaweni ako milandulo hinkwayo ya kusuka ka yona 29 kufika ka 35 yihuma kahle kahle ifambisana na milandulo ya inga ihlaya kusuka ka yona 22 kuya ka 28 bakusemali hinkwayo ako 802,580 rands.
Ms. Marueka, before we proceed with the bail application, is there anything that we would like to address? Perhaps before we further hear the conclusion of the evidence of Canon Mahu.
Worship, our position is that we will deal with these issues by means of supplementing, as we indicated yesterday, that the initial bail application did not address these issues.
Thank you.
And we are obviously expected to deal with it, so we do so at the right time.
Thank you. Canon Mahu, you may stand up. Your full names, Canon?
Take it, General Makua.
Canon, do you have any objection in taking the prescribed oath?
No,
Will you take the prescribed oath to be binding at your conscience?
correct.
You may raise your right hand and swear to help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may be seated if you so wish and continue giving your evidence. Yes, State.
Thank you, your worship. Prior to proceeding, your worship, I would like to place it on record that there are developments from the side of the state. We are intending to call 3 more state witnesses to this application, to these proceedings, as the court pleases.
Thank you. Noted, State.
Thank you, your worship. Canon, you testified before this honorable court at length.
As the God pleases.
Do you still have any other thing that you'd like to take or bring to the attention of this honorable court?
Your Worship, I think I did cover all that I know, all that I did preliminary investigation. As I've already indicated to this honorable court to say that at some point I had to leave the office and start a new office somewhere else. But I believe the way other investigations that were made by other investigators or the team that were assisting, led by Constable Provision. So,
Okay.
by so saying, I would say whatever that I've testified, not too sure if the advocate has got something that maybe slipped my mind that I cannot remember at this time and point. But what I gave the court, I think that's what transpired during my investigation.
Ibise mchichisi angaziza asungula ahlamusela mhaka ya ku ngilava ku tivisa huvo ku ri ku na swin'wana swi nga humelela se hi ta va na timbhoni tin'wana tinharhu leti nga ta ti vitana leti nga ta ta nyika vumbhoni emahlweni ka huvo ivi a ku so colonel se u nyike vumbhoni hi ku twini u hlamuserini mhaka hi xitalo se a no lava ku vutisa ku ri u vulavule swilo hinkwaswo na kumbe ka ha ri na swin'wana leswi u lavaka ku swi vulavula na a ku ya hi vulavisisi bya mina ku ya hi leswi ni swi tivaka mina ni vona nga ku ni vulavule swilo hinkwaswo a ni voni ngaku ku na lexi ni nga siya kambe mi ta swi tsundzuka ku ri mina ni vi ni famba ni ya kun'wani ni kuma ntirho kun'wani ivi van'wani va sala va yisa mahlweni na ku endla vulavisisi eka nandzu loyiwani va rhangeriwini hi yena constable Thobejani a ku kumbexani advocate ku na swin'waniki leswi wena u hleketaka ku kumbexani a ni swi vulavulangi leswi swi nga swilo swa kona kumbexani mina ni swi rivele a na ha swi tsundzuki kambe ku ya hi mina me ni vona nga ku ni vulavule hinkwaswo leswi ni nga vona ku swi humelerini kumbe leswi ni swi tivaka.
Yes, it might happen to say that there is other aspect that I did not cover, to the fact that I'm no longer privy to the docket, since I indicated to say that I left it open.
A ku na swin'wana ni nga swi hlamuselangiki ku ri loko ti ri timhaka ta docket mina na ha koti ku yi fikelela hi mhaka ku se ni hlamuserini ku ri a na ha tirheli lan'wani.
Colonel, you previously testified about the calls made by accused 1, calls made by accused 2, calls made by a certain Mr. Nyoni to you. All these calls were made to you. Do you have perhaps a record of those calls?
Yes, Worship, I did mention yesterday to say that there were calls that we made to my state cell phone number from accused number 1,
Please proceed.
accused number 2, and 1 member of South African Police Service who's attached to National Intervention Unit based in Pretoria, who introduced himself by the name of Sergeant Nyoni.
Yes, Colonel, it is not necessary to repeat what you already said. We already have it on you.
As the God pleases.
Thank you.
You testified that the Masha family received a payment from accused number 1.
No, I did not cover that.
Please proceed to that. For sure, it's advocate and Sergeant Thobejani and I'm mixing the issues. My apologies, Your Worship. What, if any, payment did the Masha family receive?
Yeah, during the engagement with Ms. Marsha, when I started to engage with in relation to the estate of her husband, she did indicate, confirm that the administrator is accused number 1, Charlotte Divani, and during the engagement, she did receive an amount of 50,000 rand to her personal account of Capitec Bank, and through the bank records that we did with the respective banks, we did confirm that particular 50,000 rand from the estate to Ms. Marsha's personal bank account of Capitec.
Ivi se a hlamusela ku ri loko u nyika mumbhoni laya u hi hlamusela ku ri muhehliwa wo sungula u vi a ku fowunela na wa vumbirhi na lowun'wana ve nge hi yena Nyoni u na vumbhoni byo hlamusela timhaka tona teto na a ku ni na vumbhoni byo hlamusela timhaka to teto muhehliwa wo sungula u ni fowunerini na wa vumbirhi na yena Mr. Nyoni ivi se huvo yi nghena hi xikarhi yi ku nga vulavuli swilo leswi se u nga swi vulavula a hi mahlweni se loko muchichisa a vutisa xivutiso xin'wana a ku va ka Masha va hakeriwini mali a ku wena u te va ka Masha va hakeriwi mali muni a ku a ni vulangi swona sweswo a ku u ta ni khomela kumbexani ku hlanganisa na mbhoni leyi yin'wana si nga nyika vumbhoni va ka Masha va nyikiwini mali na ivi yena a ku va nyikiwini mali ni vi ni vulavurisana na vona va ka Masha va hlamusela ku ri bona va kumi 50,000 rand yi vi yi suka ka ndzhaka ya vona ya mufu ivi yi ta ka akhawunti ya vona ya Capitec loko endla vulavisisi hi kuma ku impela va yi kumile.
That was the initial engagement with the Masha's family, specifically the wife of the deceased. However, during or after the engagement with accused number 1, after the visit, she, as I indicated, that she used to call me using private number, and she would indicate to say that, Colonel, I'm making a payment to Masha's family, of which I did not have any interest of such, and I did not follow that, whether indeed the money was transferred or not. But that was what she was telling me. After I warned her that she must stop the call, after advising her during our meeting to say that she needs to get an advice from the council.
ivi se a hlamusela ku ri hi leswi ni nga vulavurisa swona kumbe leswi ni nga vulavula na swona na yena nsati wa mufi kambe na yena muhehliwa wo sungula a ni fowunela a tirhisa nomboro yo ka yi nga tsali la ya ka foni ya mina ivi a ni byela ku ri ni le ku va hakeleni kumbe ni hakela ndyangu luya wa ka Masha eka ndzhaku ka loko se ni n'wi byerini ku ri yena a nga ha phikeleli ku ni fowunela a yimi nyana na ku ni fowunela a endla leswi ni nga n'wi byela loko hi va na nhlangano luya wa hina.
So I cannot confirm at this point in time to say that indeed money was transferred to Mrs. Marshall.
Or you mean a further payment?
Further
apart
payment.
from the 50,000.
Yes.
A ku ka nkarhi wa sweswiwani mina a ni nge swi koti ku tiyisisa mhaka ya ku va vi va nyikiwa mali yin'wanyani lavaya va ka Masha handle ka leyi ya 50,000 rands.
Are you aware as to whether or not accused one was in consistent contact with the Masha and the Matabata families during the course of these investigations, after you made her aware that this matter is being investigated? Are you aware? Do you know of any?
Not at all. I don't remember or Miss Maja telling me that she got a call from accused number one.
Baku wa swi tiva na loko ku ri muhehliwa wo sungula u tshamela ro fowunela va ka Masha na ka na lava ka Mathabathe na aku a ni hleketi va ka Masha va ni byela ku ri muhehliwa wo sungula u tshamela ro va fowunela.
And the Matabata family, do you have any knowledge as to whether accused one made payments to them?
Not at all. During my time while I was still heading the investigation.
Na lava ka Mathabathe a ni swi tivi loko ku ri u va hakerini ka hi nkarhi luya mina a na ha tirhana na nandzu loyiwani.
Can you give me a second, Joinder? I just need to verify.
Yes.
Your Worship, I have no further questions to this witness. Very good. Mr. Court, please.
Mr. Malule, the cross-examination.
Prior to that, may I approach the accused person?
Yes.
Worship, I have received instructions from the accused person that they have obviously over the proceedings been jotting down notes on issues that they believe are material for their proceedings. And as such, Your Worship, have been instructed to request that we deal with cross-examination of this witness tomorrow. This will enable us an opportunity with the accused person to go through the bundles that they have on them, so we avoid the start-stop. I had already engaged my colleague on that to say there is a possibility that we may request that we deal with cross-examination tomorrow, having consulted holistically on the position that the accused person wishes to adopt, and those are my current instructions.
So you have already decided you are postponing this matter tomorrow without even consulting?
No, Your Worship. There's no decision taken. I was saying that I appraised my colleague of that potential in the event that such things are confirmed, because they indicated to me when I was consulting them on the new charge sheet.
Remember, this witness has been here for 3 days.
Yes, I do. But
Yes, and he testified from yesterday, and you were taking notes yourself as a defense counsel.
yes, I was taking notes, Worship, but I'm a creature of instructions. If my client says something, Worship, I have to abide by the instructions. I cannot act beyond that.
ivi se gqwetha ri hlamusela timhaka ta ku vahehliwa va ri loko ku kha ku nyikiwa vumbhoni hi mbhoni leyiwani nga le mahlweni ka huvo yi nga kolnel a va kha va tsala hansi swilo leswi va vonaka ku ri i swilo leswi swi nga ta va pfuna loko ku vutisiwa swivutiso se va ku a hi kombela loko ku ri huvo yi pfumelana na hina ku hi vutisa swivutiso mindzuku namuntlha hi yisa mahlweni no tshama hansi hi kha hi vonisana gqwetha na vona vahehliwa hi chava ku ri hi ta ku loko se hi sungula hi yimanyana ni vulavula na vona hi sungula hi yimanyana na vona se huvo yi kuma ro ta swi tsundzuka ku ri mbhoni leyi a yi ri kona kumbexani mbhoni leyi yi ta va yi ta ra vunharhu nakona wena u teka xiboho xo nandzu lowu fanele ku ya mundzuku ri wexe na ivi a ngo a hi swona a no kombisa ku ri loko huvo yo swi pfumelela a swi ve tano hi ku se a ni vulavuli na yena muchuchisi ni n'wi kombisi na yena.
So you have not even prepared initial questions from the evidence that...
No, Your Worship, I am prepared, but the situation that is developed now is I've received instructions from
not to proceed.
Not to proceed at this moment, to consult them on the issues that they believe are pertinent. And I've already informed the court. I'm a creature of instructions. If the party that is before court says to me, I would like to engage you on certain issues, it's incumbent upon me to raise it to this court, so that tomorrow, whatever outcome or whatever transpires, accused persons will not say, but when requested that we would like to engage you on these issues holistically, and you did not avail these issues to the court. I think that would be highly irregular of me, and should not bring this to the attention of the court.
Thank you.
And this, to amplify, is in view of the fact that, as I said, around 1:30 we provided with an amended charge sheet, and that period was not so much so that we could have dealt with everything in view of what has already been testified upon.
Okay. Advocate Mulukwani.
Your Worship, I have a matter in Court B, Commercial Court B. Tomorrow is a specialized commercial court B, but it's a postponement, Your Worship. So that's my only matter. So
Tomorrow,
I can avail myself if the arrangement is that the matter be rolled over to tomorrow, Your Worship. It's only one. If it suits the court.
I think the court is always here in this building. Perhaps I should also interact with Colonel Mokua.
I'll avail myself.
You will avail yourself. Yes. Seeing that you first postponed the matter, what time will you be of Advocate and Mokua?
Your Worship, may I also kindly check with my colleague whether she can attend on my behalf so that we can start as at 9 o'clock.
Se huvo yi vi vutisa loyara ku na switsanani a wu tiyimiselangi ku nga vutisa swivutiso swimbirhi swinharhu na a ku loko ku ri mina me ni ready ku ri ni nga vutisa swivutiso kambe mi ta swi tsundzuka ku ri mina ni tirha ku ya hi vahehliwa leswi va ni byelaka swona loko va ku mina ni fanele ni endla xo karhi ni fanele ni va yingisela hi ku mindzuku loko timhaka to vuya hi ndlela yin'wanyana va ku wena hi ku byerini ku endla swo karhi ivi u nga swi endli ene xin'wana va ku why u nga byelangi huvo timhaka leti hina hi nga ku byela kumbe xikombelo lexi a hi ri na xona laha mahlweni ka huvo a ku mi ta swi twisisa ku ri na milandzu leyin'wani lemintshwa yo talatala leyiwani ni byeriwi hi 1:30 so a ku nga vangi na nkarhi wo tala ku ni nga vulavurisana na vona.
Please, Your Worship, my colleague will be able to attend that matter on the behalf. And then Your Worship, we can start.
Is that 9 o'clock suitable?
9 o'clock is suitable, Your Worship.
Thank you. Accused, you may stand up. Your defense counsel has indicated that upon evidence being led in this matter, he consulted with yourself and pursuant to the consultation, he is still going to further engage with yourself in preparation for the cross-examination of the witness, which cross-examination all parties have agreed will take place tomorrow. 9 o'clock tomorrow in the morning, the defense counsel will then start with the cross-examination. The case is so postponed to the 28th of August 2026 for further hearing. You will both be in custody.
Se ba ku va hehliwa gqwetha ra n'wina ri byeli huvo ri ku eka ndzhaku ka loko ku nyikiwe vumbhoni rona ri ri n'wina mi te hi lava ku mi tshama hansi mi vulavurisana ri nga si sungula no vutisa mbhoni leyiwani swivutiso. Se n'wina mi ta vuya mundzuku gqwetha ra n'wina ri ta sungula ku vutisa swivutiso mbhoni leyiwani mundzuku mara xitokiseni.
Is that the role, State?
That is the role, Your Worship.
Thank you. This court shall adjourn.
They're still with us.